welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Thursday, 19 December. I'm your host Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence, and every weekday we bring you not just the news, but the so what from the events and decisions that shape our world. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering Israel has been accused of acts of genocide over Gaza water access. Belgrade is going to make public transport free from the 1st of January. And Swedish police have boarded the Chinese ship to observe the cable probe. So firstly, Human Rights Watch has accused Israel of committing acts of genocide in Gaza during its military campaign, particularly by targeting water infrastructure and obstructing access to clean water for civilians. In a report based on nearly a year of research, including interviews, satellite imagery, and data analysis, the group alleges that Israeli authorities have deliberately damaged sanitization facilities such as solar panels, powering water treatment plants, and targeted repair workers. The report claims these actions have created conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction in whole or in part of the Palestinian population, concluding that these actions constitute genocide under international law. Israel has strongly rejected this report, with the foreign ministry labeling these findings as lies and accusing the group of spreading anti-Israeli propaganda. The ministry stated that despite the conflict, Israel has allowed the flow of water and humanitarian aid into Gaza, and cited continuous attacks by Hamas as a complicating factor. The report also includes a statement from former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, who announced a complete siege on Gaza in October 2023, following a Hamas attack that killed over 1,200 people and resulted in hostages being taken. So what? This seems like more of the same from the UN, and while Israel has likely gone over the line numerous times in this conflict, it is unlikely that their actions constitute genocide. At the most basic level, if Israel wanted to eliminate the population of Gaza, then this could have been done. Additionally, significant figures within the UN, including the Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide, have disagreed with HRW over this point. It'll be interesting to see what approach the UN takes when Trump comes into office, as he has previously stated and talked about cutting the funding to the UN over unfair attacks on Israel. And next, Belgrade will introduce free public transit for all residents starting January 1st, 2025, marking a significant shift in urban mobility for the Serbian capital. The mayor announced that residents who no longer need to pay for tickets, making Belgrade one of few European capitals to offer such a benefit. These are alongside cities such as Tallinn and Luxembourg. With a population of 1.7 million and no metro system, Belgrade faces severe road congestion, which has worsened as the number of cars increased by over 250,000 in the past decade. The move aims to alleviate gridlock traffic while awaiting the long-delayed completion of a metro system, which is now promised for 2030. In addition to free transit, the mayor committed to modernising Belgrade's public transport infrastructure, pledging to replace the city's buses, trams and trolleybuses by 2027. The city boasts one of Europe's oldest and longest tram networks, dating back to 1892 and spanning 127 kilometres. These measures aim to address the city's reliance on cars and improve mobility for residents, setting a transformative precedent for public transport in the region. So what? This is a great move that will likely help reduce traffic in the city significantly, though the city's public transport company will obviously not be making any money and will rely solely on the government for the costs of upkeep, staff wages and improvements. This shows the benefit of state ownership in certain infrastructure, as something similar would be impossible in a city such as London, for example. And lastly, Swedish authorities have joined Chinese investigators aboard the vessel Yiping 3 in the Baltic Sea to observe Beijing's probe into the two severed undersea telecom cables. These cables, connecting Finland to Germany and Sweden to Lithuania, were damaged in mid November within Swedish territorial waters near Denmark. The Yiping 3, which had been tracked above the cables at the time of the damage, has remained at the site since November 19th, while Swedish police stated that their role aboard the vessel was strictly observational. A preliminary investigation into the potential sabotage is ongoing, separate from the Chinese-led inquiry. Swedish Prime Minister clarified that Sweden has not sought China's cooperation in the matter, but emphasized that no accusations were being directed at Beijing. The incident has sparked broader concerns across Europe, with some officials, including the German defense minister, suspecting sabotage tied to Russia's actions in Ukraine. The Kremlin has dismissed such claims as absurd, and the investigations continue, highlighting the geopolitical tensions in the region at the current time. So what? While it is likely that the Chinese vessel is responsible for destroying the cables, proving it will be difficult, and any report published by Sweden or Denmark will have to cover significant hurdles to prove beyond any reasonable doubt. Additionally, it is highly likely that the Chinese-led inquiry will conclude that the ship did nothing wrong and drag the situation into another he said, she said situation. Lastly, it is likely that the ship conducted these actions on behalf of Russia, likely for monetary gain for the crew and captain rather than at the direction of Beijing. Thank you for listening to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support the podcast, tell your friends and help them stay informed, and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They're all online, self-paced and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time.